Hey,
How you doing?
Demond, let's talk.
You gotta get up. Coach Kyle about to say. I'm sorry.
No problem, no problem. You talked about you know in the ring after the fight. You talked about your illness and everything. How did all that come about?
Honestly, Mr. Juan, just overtraining, just pushing myself. You know, I always say I want to be the best.
Let's start you right there. When you say overtraining, right?
Yeah.
Let's go back to early on in your career, around maybe a 10th, 11th fight. What's the difference in that training compared to what you say overtraining is now?
So the difference in that training, I was overtraining then too, but the difference in that training is the second time around, it was just more consistent. I was going to the gym getting properly, well trained, perfectly, everything together. But me, in my head, I want to do extra. I want to ride my bike. I want to, okay, we ran 1,000 sprints that morning. I'm going to go home and I'm
going to run again.
Do 6 miles. You know, stuff like that. And I was on weight, everything was good, but I just wanted to push myself because, you know, like I said, I call myself the best at it. That's my goal. I want to be the best. And, you know, I was just pushing myself, telling myself, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be the best. And those cost me my life.
Was it a humbling experience? I'm pretty sure it was, but
definitely.
Where did that put you at in the boxing aspect where that possibly could have ended your career?
It just helped me to realize I got to slow down just a little bit. You know, I just had to slow down just a little bit because I wanted so bad. I still do. The hunger is still there. But at that time, you know, I was like my coach Kenny said, I was there. I was right there. I was fighting with Jared Harkar. I was going to turn around and fight with Tank Car. I was right there, and I knew it, and I felt it. You know, so me feeling that, I was like, man, look, we gotta. Ain't no laying down. Ain't no taking no breaks. We gotta go. And you know the loss I took from Jesse Hart. That was very humbling for me. And I told myself, you know, that won't ever happen again. So you know that thinking that and everything that's going on in my life personally, just I wanna make it. You know, so that all played a part.
Now, what was the actual ailment?
Kidney failure.
Okay. What stage were you diagnosed at?
I could have died if I didn't go to the hospital.
Wow. So that's been over.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
Dehydration.
Yeah. Dehydration. That was the. They said when I went to the hospital, it's called creatinine levels. That was the highest level I had to. The normal level is between 2,000 and 47,000, something like that. My creatinine level was 693,000. Highest level.
That's why you're cramping so much.
Levels. Like that's basically like dehydration and stuff like that. You know, it was the highest level they've ever seen, ever. They said if I didn't come to the hospital right now, I would have died. And
then let's get to this fight. The way you started off, you look like the Demond that normally you see, but then it like trickled off a little bit.
Yeah,
what was that?
You know, like my coach Calvin and my coach Kenny said, my dad, we don't go in the fight looking for knockouts. You know, they just come. You know, I seen it in the first round.
Yeah.
But you know, this being my first fight back and everything, I was like, go get it. But it wasn't all the way there yet. So my time is not all the way there. Everything is not fully clicking yet. I'm back, but I'm not 100% back. So you know, we're just gonna go back in the gym, work on the little things, and next fight, if that happens again, first round, we taking them out.
But you didn't use the jab that much.
I didn't. You're right. That's me not listening. Like I said, everything takes time. Nothing comes overnight. You know, but I'm just glad to be back.
The inside action though was good. That was part of the plan.
It was. My coach Kenny wanted me to press him because he couldn't fight inside. So that's why I knew I was gonna be dangerous inside. I could have out-jabbed him too, but my coach Calvin said, you know, I love the inside, so I wanted to take him in the inside.
Coach, I saw you shaking your head, and that wasn't the plan. What was the plan?
The real plan is, after that situation, it scared the coaching staff. It scared them. Because you couldn't detect that as a coach, what happened to Devaun. It really, especially his dad, you know, man with for many years, and get emotional. Just to see him perform in that type of fight, you know what I'm saying, it let us know physically his health is back. That was the main concern going into this, because we can't detect that in a fight.
So that's why you scaled it down to 8-rounder?
Well, no, Dad made a decision. You know, usually Dad let us do our thing. But in the gym this time, because he knows his son better than us, he said, they say, stop, do this. You know what I'm saying? And we listened to him because remember that night when he was in the hospital, man, it was scary. It was truly scary. And we really worried about him. You know what I'm saying? So in the gym, we couldn't push him. But we had drills that when he first got with us, that he had to complete them drills. And it was days that we beat him up. And then when we see him start clicking again, and his dad used to walk in the gym and say, he's a fine specimen. You get what I'm saying? And, I didn't hear that, but it was just concerned to make sure that we didn't do what we was normally doing. Just let him get back. And tonight, what I seen, his physical health is back.
Yeah. A lot of fighters say they put it all in and they die in the ring. But you had a situation where you didn't even make it to the ring. You was in the weigh-in.
Yeah. Yeah, weight.
Yeah.
I made weight.
Yep.
And after that, everything just shut down.
So when did the thought of boxing go out the window for you guys when that situation happened?
Well, we was worried about his health. But boxing.
Let me tell you something. I've been rehydrating my son ever since he's been fighting, and we never had any problems. But what happened was, he would train with Calvin, in which they did a good job. Then he would go to my gym and do a lot of extra stuff, and I told him he was doing too much. But he said, Dad, I got it. Then I noticed he wasn't drinking as much water. And that's when the thing come down on me, And that's probably the scariest I've ever been in my life, because when you see him cramping up and muscles popping up, and you trying to rub him, then his legs went out.
Yep.
I was giving him salt and water and this, that, and the other, but when his legs went out, I said, whoa, we got to get him to the hospital. So I didn't want to take a chance of waiting for the ambulance. We carried him down to the car, put him in the car, and drove him to Inova. And they said he wanted to go to sleep. I said, don't let him go to sleep, And they said, it's a good thing you didn't, because he wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So even at the hospital, they pumped about 11 bags of IV in him.
Whoa.
And he still couldn't pee. And finally, they put him on dialysis for like a month. You understand? But the grace of God, his kidneys came back. And he started peeing again, And,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's,
Thank you.
We in this thing, and I told him I'm going to be with him all the way. And when we went over to Baltimore and started doing our thing over there, we developed a family, and everybody cared about one another. So, in the gym, he was doing things, and I said, "Oh, Calvin, we don't want to go too fast. let him, come back, bit by bit." And Kenny backed away. And I didn't say nothing to Kenny. But I noticed he backed off, he said, because I ain't going to be part of this shit if something goes bad. You understand what I'm saying? Look, he didn't do no hit the bag with him. He didn't do nothing, okay? But I told Kenny, I said, man, look, you're getting stronger. When we go out there and sprint, we usually do 20. Devaun was only doing 10 at first. Then when he got to doing 20, then he did 21 and he ran back. I said, boy, he back.
Yeah.
But then he had to get his memory bank back together because, his body went through a shock. He was 4 pounds over. Does that have anything to do with it?
Well, let me tell you what happened. The scale I got one of those health meters. Brand new
We
scale.
have the same scale we weigh in at.
Okay, professional
Scale
scale.
not calibrated.
I bought the scale, and it's been accurate all along. This time, the other morning he weighed in, he was like 65 with his pants on. So I said, well, Devaun, you can eat something, then we can go shake. So we drank a little bit, went back to the gym. He worked out for about an hour and a half.
Came
We
back
go
home,
back home,
167.
he was 167. So I said, all you got to do now is just sip a little bit. We good. And when he got on the scale yesterday, and the scale said 172, I said, how in the hell can that be? This morning, I think it was yesterday, I called Health Meter. They're going to send me a new scale. And then
It was just, honestly, sorry to cut you off, Dad, but it was just a freak accident,
yeah, because he was on
It's
point.
very unprofessional. I've never been that way in this game, but it's a freak accident happened. It never happened again. Like my coach Calvin said, we're gonna check my weight in the gym only.
How does that situation, the health situation, change the blueprint from before that happened?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change anything. It makes us really look at what we do with the fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because again, Demond was on the road.
Yeah.
Like Dad said, he'll come do what we do in the gym, but he'll go do some extra stuff.
Yeah.
And the key thing is to fighters out there, rest is the key.
Rest, yeah.
And make sure you put that water up in you.
Yeah, definitely. That's the most
You know what
important
this
thing.
son tell me? Don't do nothing else today.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, he riding with me. I take him to and from the gym.
Yeah.
He said, Dad, you think we ain't doing nothing. That's it. You understand? And that's what he has to
Out of
learn.
all the fighters we have, we call him the warden. I don't have to worry about Demond. That's like one fighter less that I ain't got to worry about. You understand? When I know he was dead, there's no hiccups. Like the day when he called us on the way in, he said, Coach, we got it. I ain't got to worry about him. He a vet.
I told him, you ain't got to be there. I got you.
Demond, what about this guy you fight? He was tougher than he.
He was tough. But I think about this being my first fight back, you know, that played a little part because I definitely could have stopped him. But it was just, you know, I was taking my time. I could have pressed on the gas a little bit harder, but I think it's just, you know, a little ring rust.
Looked like he tagged you.
And he caught me a couple times. Like I said, a little ring rust. I mean, when we get back in the gym next fight, we're gonna be much sharper. That's all I was thinking about in the
This
fight.
fight was here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
How did you feel throughout the rounds, round per round? You know,
I felt good. I felt good. I felt like I was in control.
you didn't feel your body draining.
No. I didn't
Okay.
feel no drain at all. And I felt myself getting stronger after like the 4th or 5th round.
I made a statement to him.
Yeah.
I said, Demond, he getting straight. He said, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Nah, but you know what? I like when you do that because that pushed me.
It did.
That pushes me.
After that first round, when I thought he was out on his feet.
Yeah.
he didn't look
I
like he
seen
had
it too.
the
I could have took him out, but I said, you know, like I said, it's my first fight back.
It was great.
That's
Because
it.
if you
Yeah.
look at his last fight, we was getting guys out of there. So the weight issue that
I
we
think-
had,
yeah.
everything, it was a learning experience to let us
Yeah.
know where he's at, where he's supposed to be at for the next fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all.
I think this fight showed that Demond can fight with the best. Because he had a kid in there that could punch a little bit, could, you know, move a little bit. He had heart.
He wasn't the sharpest, but he could box.
But he didn't surrender. You understand?
How long do you think it's going to take you guys to really compete with some of the best fighters out there now?
Right.
Well, he was ready.
I'm ready
He was
right now.
already ready.
But this was just the
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
already
Get back
ready.
acclimated.
7-month layoff, and then all the medical things that
And
took
you know,
place.
they keep saying 7-month layoff. It really wasn't even a layoff. It was a cutoff.
How did the commission handle your illness and coming into this fight?
You know
We
what?
had to
They
show
gave us
all
a hard
the
time. I had to show them all my medical
From the
records
hospital.
from Virginia and everything before I could fight. And it was cool. That's
And
part
we
of
also,
the game.
we went to a doctor and had blood drawn
Yeah.
to make sure that
Yeah.
everything was
Yeah.
functioning right.
Yeah.
You know, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't even let him fight.
Now, these are kidney specialists you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
The
made us
commission,
much stronger
the
as
commission
a team.
didn't put you on like a suspension because of this.
We were
They
suspended
got
from the
suspended
get-go.
until July 10th.
Yeah. We were
okay.
suspended from the get-go.
Okay,
Because we were supposed to fight, and we didn't fight.
I got you.
You understand? So we got suspended.
So, looking ahead, Devaun, I know, I think I remember you on Twitter talking about Gavril. Was that a name that sort of...
Gavril, yeah, Ronald Gavril.
Is that the kind of fight you're looking for?
Of course, yeah. That's a good fight for him.
I think so.
That's a
So,
good fight for him. Ronald Gavril, Peter Quillen. Shoot, who did beat Peter Quillen? What's his name, coach?
What's his name? Gulo.
Angulo, yeah, Angulo, yeah.
Angulo.
Yeah.
We ready for them. Like that fight right there really helped me show that, like, you know, I'm back. You know,
Physically, we know
excuse
he's physically.
Yeah, exactly.
He's physically ready
Yeah.
because that guy really pushed him.
Yeah, he did.
That guy
He
really
did.
pushed. I
He
mean,
did.
he pushed, and it was time that that we seen that it was just Demond not being in the gym, doing what we normally do, of that time being off. But
How did that opponent come about?
That was one of DeBella's
I'm not sure.
fighters. He come from their
I'm not sure.
previous.
Tony G to
They
call us
used to
with the
promote him, I
opponent.
think. I think you guys
I asked my coach Kyle and Coach Kenny and my dad. They said that it's cool.
But
When you gonna go next? When do you want to go next?
well, we got to take a little time off.
take the rest. We take the little rest we got. Go back
Springtime,
to the.
maybe?
No.
Well, it's based on the opportunities that come forward, and when Dad sit there and say, "Let's go," he's the chief guy. We all sit down, and Kenny look at the opponent. He look at me and say, "Calvin, let's go to work."
Yeah.
So you guys back back on course with the regular training, minus what you do. Don't you know?
I
After
don't, no, ain't
No
whatever
extra.
they tell me to do, that's what I do. I
I say
don't
that's
do no
enough.
more
That's
extra.
enough.
okay.
You know,
So
because
you're monitoring what? The amount of work you do?
Just
The stamina?
no, we're gonna
I just,
not gonna do
you know
no
what? You know what I'm monitoring?
unnecessary
The amount of water I'm drinking. That's what I'm monitoring.
Yeah, we're drinking a gallon a day.
No, gallon or more.
Yeah, a gallon or more.
Gallon or more.
Single kidney
But
now, too.
yeah. Okay. That's great. Man, I really appreciate you guys though, man. Y'all
Thanks,
showing me a
man.
lot of love since day one.
Yeah, don't lose
Appreciate
that
it.
jab, man. It was
Nah, you're right.
Definitely.
You're right. Yeah.
before this fight.
Definitely. Good job in there, man.
And when he
Thank
used it
you.
in the last round, that thing looked good.
All right.